So why did we start doing this?
Let me explain.
So I've been teaching DISEnsemble since...
No, there is too much. Let me sum up.
How did it come to be that it's now a reality show? I grew up on the Jersey Shore, playing in heavy metal bands. Maybe I should shy away from mentioning New Jersey and reality shows.
There's no way I'm going to Jersey without my hair gel.
Are you dumb?
When I was a student at Butler University, I was in the JCA Composers Orchestra, and thus DISEnsemble was born. We had that first concert, we barely made it. The first group of students was interesting. Media has always been a part of DISEnsemble.
You have the string. Because the string would bump into.
Part of this comes from Nicholas Collins' book about hacking. One of the rules is that you take pictures of things as you're hacking them. Hacking is so destructive that if you're not taking pictures and videos, you might lose the process. Later, if I've done that, I can go back and I can say, well, where was that screw originally? It was right there, and this screw was here, and okay, yeah, and this was in this position, that's why it's not working now. You put it all back together, and there it is. If you're constantly making recordings throughout the process, if you happen to come across something that sounds really cool, then you've got that. And if you break it later, well, at least you've got the recording and you can remember it. The more I looked at those videos, I started to see something that was going on beyond the hacks. The students are really entertaining, actually.
I kind of just want to wear this.
We played great out on the field today. You know, they had us in the first half, but we came back and we lost with confidence.
So I started putting together these little vignettes of specific work that students were putting together.
This is a diddly bow that I affectionately call my garbage cant.
So there was one semester on sort of hybrid lockdown. I actually ended up doing these little 3 videos, and I thought, wow, this is really cool. I don't know why I did this. It was really only one step nuttier than all the other things we were doing. But here's one thing I didn't expect. I actually got to know my own class from the other side. If you've been a teacher for any amount of time, you've probably run into one of those situations where you just wondered, why didn't that work? Why was it that the thing that I said didn't make it through to their skulls? Why? I could see that I explained it in a certain way and that just didn't hit them how they needed to be hit. And I think I'm a better professor for it. If I were to come to them as a professor and say, hey, what's going on with you? A lot of them would just close down. The students will say all kinds of things to the camera that they would never say to me.
Last semester, Dr. P owes me $1. And this semester, he still owes me $1.
Some of these things are unfortunate. Those things don't actually make it onto the internet.
I don't think I'm ever going to get this $1.
No, you're not, because you know why?
Why?
Because you
Most of the time. Unlike a reality show, there has to be trust between the people who are actually recording the videos, me who's editing the videos and publishing them, and the students who are actually in them. They have to look good at the end of the day. We can show them failing and figuring things out. We're not ever going to publish anything that's mean-spirited or delights in their failure. Unless it's really funny. Everywhere I go in academia, people are having enrollment issues, people are having dropout issues, and just general failure. Through doing this process, I have actually been able to have real conversations with my students that have led to me knowing things like they're thinking of dropping out, they're struggling with their finances, they just lost their job, they can't find a job, they don't have a ride, they're in the middle of a bad breakup, they're not talking to their parents. Things like that. All kinds of things that you would never hear if you were just teaching a class and walking out. Now I'm going to assume that you're a good professor and you actually care about your students as people, that they're not just numbers. And if that's true, this is some really important information. There's a lot of reasons why this started, but I'm glad it did. I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon. And I'm not really great about taking attendance. Having a video copy of who was there is really helpful. 7 rules of hacking. Number 1, fear not. Rule number 2, don't take anything apart that plugs directly into the wall. Rule number 3, it's easier to take something apart than to put it back together. Rule number 4, make notes of what you're doing as you go along, not after. Most wires look pretty much the same. It doesn't actually say take pictures. I guess I invented that. Who knew?
Are you dumb?